Hello all, welcome to Code Hub. Today let us solve the LeetCode daily challenge. The question is non-decreasing array. The question states that given an array nums with n integers, your task is to check if it could become non-decreasing by modifying at most one element. Either we can change one element or we should not change, but we should check whether the array is increasing order. We define the array as non-decreasing if nums of I is less than or equal to nums of I plus 1 for every I, which is greater than or equal to 0 and less than or equal to n minus 2. And these are the examples and these are the constraints. It can n ranges from 10 power 4 and the elements in this range are minus 10 power 5 to 10 power 5. Okay, let us take this example 1. The example 1 is 4 2 3. As you can see that 4 is greater than 2, we can change 1 4 as either 1 or 2. If it is changed to 2, then this array becomes an increasing order. So we can take some other example 4 2 1. In this example, as you can see that 4 is greater than 2, we can change either this 4 or either this 2 to make the array increasing. We can change this 4 to 2 and see it is we can change this 4 to 2. Is it increasing? No, it is not increasing. So we can change this 2 to 1 or 2 to 4. Whether this is increasing? No, this is also not increasing. So this is the question here. So we have to check whether we can change in one operation any element such that the array is in increasing order. We can take some other example and see. We can take this example 3 4 2 3. As you can see, these are the indices. As you can see, the first this 4 is greater than 2. This violates the condition. So either we can change the array as 3 2 2 3, or else we can change this 2 to 4 3 4 4 3. As you can see, only these are the possible changes, right? If there is one violation at that point of time, we will change once. If there is another violation, then obviously we can say that we cannot make the array as increasing order in one at most one element change, because there will be an need of another change. So we can keep track of this change in some counter variable, which is going to keep track of the change we do in the element in the array. So this is the counter variable which is going to update whatever we change. But we have to take care some condition, right? This is the array given, and if this 4 is greater than 2, this is the violation we have seen here, but we have to check whether there is some previous array which is in increasing order. If this is in increasing order, then we have to take concern which element to make change, either this in second index or in this first index. If the previous element 3 is less than this 2, then we can change this element. Since 3 is greater than 2, we have to change this element. Since already this are in increasing order, we have to see whether the further coming elements in the array are also in increasing order. So we will change this 2 to 4 and go and check for the other conditions similarly. But consider we are having 1 here. If there is a 1 here, then what we will prefer to change, either this first or second index, we will choose this first index, right? If we choose this first index and change to, then this array becomes an increasing order instead of changing this element in the second index. That's what I'm coming to say here. So we have to give priority on which element, which index we are going to change, either I or I plus 1. So giving priority in changing the index based on previous elements. So now we will code the approach. While coding, you may understand what I'm trying to say here. Okay, I will have the size of the array here, nums dot size, and I should have a counter variable. Now I will run the loop from 0 till n minus 1, last before index, since I will be taking care nums of I plus 1. If my nums of I is going to be greater than nums of I plus 1, then there is some violation. There is some violation. And even inside this for loop, we will check another condition: count is less than or equal to 1. If we make more than one changes, then obviously we can come out of this while loop, and finally we will return count is less than or equal to 1. So this will give our result. We have made one change, then we can say it as non-decreasing array. So if nums of I is greater than nums of I plus 1, what change we are going to here make? First we will increment our counter value. Okay, now we will see which elements to be changed. If there is some previous element exists, we have to check the boundary condition. If there is some previous element exists, I minus 1 is greater than or equal to 0, then we want to check nums of I minus 1 is greater than or less than the next element, right? That's what we want to check. Right, we want to check the previous element is less than or equal to the next element. That is 1 4 2. If this there is a violation here, this is the previous element I minus 1. Nums of I minus 1 is the previous element. So nums of I minus 1 is less than or equal to or the current next element nums of I plus 1. This 1 is less than or equal to this element. Then what we have to change is this element we have to change. Nums of I should be changed. We can change this nums of I to be nums of I minus 1. Nums of I to be nums of I minus 1. This is changed to 1 so that this becomes an increasing order. There is another condition. What if there is no previous element? If if the violation occurs in the first index itself, consider this as 0 and 1. This is the index, and there is a violation in this first index itself. Else if I minus 1 is less than 0, there is no previous element, then we have to change this 4 to be 2, right? This 4 should be changed to 2. Then we can say where the element is increasing or non increasing. So we will change nums of I to be nums of I plus 1. That's what we will be changing here. Super. Else there is no such condition here. Check another condition. I will give another example: 3 4 2 3. In this, the 0 in 1 0 1 2 3, and these are the indices, and there is a violation here, and there is a previous element, so this else if part will not be executed. There is a previous element which is greater than this next element. So obviously what we are going to do is we are going to change this element. We are going to change this element to this 4, so that we can say the upcoming elements are in increasing or non increasing. So we will change nums of I plus 1 to nums of I. and this is our code. Hope you understand it. Let's write the time complexity here. Time complexity here will be order of n, and space complexity will be order of 1, and this will be the most optimized approach. Let us run this code and see. I have explained all the cases where we will overcome these cases. Yeah, it is running smoothly. We will just run the we will just use the example test cases as well. Okay, it runs. We will just submit the code now. It got accepted. Hope you liked this video. Let us see tomorrow. Thank you for watching.